Toastmaster, thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Janta.
Just as the sun never truly disappears, our potential is never lost. It sometimes just hides behind life's temporary clouds. Toastmasters and guests, turn on your cameras and keep your mics ready to come out of your fear and share stories. And let's remember that every word of encouragement, every speech, and every smile we share today could be that ray of hope for someone else. I am Sergeant at Arms Ajanta Maurya, and I welcome you all to the 205th meeting of Toastmaster Club of Lucknow. As Sergeant at Arms, my duty is to make you all aware of the rules and guidelines that we follow and the mission of Toastmasters Club. So, our mission is uh, our mission is to provide a conducive, supportive, and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. There are certain directions that we follow in online sessions, which are ensure that you are logged in with your correct name. It will help us to identify you easily. All speakers or role takers are requested to add the name of their role next to their name. All the guests are requested to prefix guest before their name. It can be done by clicking the participants tab to rename yourself. Know when your camera is on and avoid doing any activity that may distract the speaker. Please mute your microphone except when it's your turn to speak to avoid background noises from interrupting the meeting. Please unmute your microphone and start your video when the Toastmaster of the day or the table topics master asks you to do so. And let the host and co hosts handle all the controls. There are certain SAA guidelines that we follow. So, refrain from speaking about religion, sex, and politics in a derogatory manner. Avoid interjecting the speaker when he or she is delivering a speech, evaluation, or report. Avoid conversations in chat publicly when someone is speaking, as it may distract the speaker. And please raise your hand to volunteer during table topic session to speak. Look out for green, yellow, and red colored cards on the screen. They will be displayed by the timer at the appropriate times. At the end of every segment, please cast your ballot when the host displays the polls on the screen. And now, these were the guidelines that we follow. And now, I would like to invite someone on stage who is a finance professional with a foundation in investment banking and venture capital. Currently, he is working as an investment analyst. Beyond spreadsheets and term sheets, he is passionate about public speaking, storytelling, and personal growth. He currently serves as Area F3 Director and was a district level finalist in the international speech contest. When not analyzing startups or crafting speeches, he's exploring podcasts, curating playlists, or lost in good books. He believes communication is the most underprized leadership skill, and Toastmaster is where he sharpens it daily. So now I would like to welcome our presiding officer of the day, Toastmaster Nikhil. So everyone, please give huge round of applause for Nikhil.
Thank you so
Nikhil, the
much,
stage.
Toastmaster Janta. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Janta, for the introduction and for setting up the base for this meeting. And as always, you've done a great job sharing the mission and mission of our club of Toastmasters, and starting the meeting on such an enthusiastic note. And I think I'm going to share my revised intro with you. So just for everyone's information, I'm no more an area director.
Okay, okay, sorry.
You are on mute. Toastmaster
Nikhil,
Nikhil, you
you
are
are
on
on
mute.
Hello. Okay, now you can hear me. So I was saying that I've recently resigned from my post of area director, and I have actually moved to Ahmedabad for my new job. So that was the reason. But anyways, so thank you so much, Toastmaster Janta, and I would like to welcome all the people present here to 15th meeting of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow. And I'm really glad to have you all here. Thank you so much for taking out time and to be a part of this meeting. Before we start, as the norm, we I would like to request the new faces as we go, as we have a couple of new faces here, would request them to please share your brief introductions before we start. And I would start with Toastmaster Ronak, although he would be introduced later, but a brief introduction about you, Toastmaster Ronak.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Ronak Jaiswal from Prayagraj. I am a CS final year student.
Okay, thank you, Ronak. And although the other person is obviously not someone who needs an introduction, and neither a new face in Toastmasters Club of Lucknow, but since we have her after a very long time, and we have some new members who probably not have not been introduced to us, so I would request Toastmaster Khushbu to please give a brief introduction. And obviously, just I can tell you that she's one of the area directors of Division F. So requesting Khushbu ma'am to please address the members of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow. You're on mute, ma'am.
Okay. Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Nikhil, for this wonderful opportunity. I am Toastmaster Khushbu Tribrawal, and I'm an educationist by profession. I am currently working with Sri Ram Sarup Inter College as an English teacher. I take CBSE board classes 11th and 12th. Apart from my teaching career, I'm also into classical dance, and I'm a trained classical dancer. And I'm very fond of traveling, reading, and exploring new things. If I talk about Toastmasters, so it's been 5 years with Toastmasters. It had been a great journey, and still a journey is moving on. So that's it. I'm enjoying this phase of Toastmasters. And though Toastmaster Nikhil has resigned from his position, still he remains the Toastmaster. And once a Toastmaster is always a Toastmaster.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
That's
so
it.
much. So that actually makes two classical dancers in today's meeting, actually.
Okay.
And the other one is obviously our team, what Toastmaster Vaishnavi.
Do you want to
And
have competition online?
I'm not going to say that.
Who is the other
Probably-
one? I just want to know the
probably-
name.
Probably when one day we'll be having an offline meeting, joint meeting of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow and Toastmasters Club of Lucknow and Lucknow Toastmasters Club, and that should be the right platform. I understand.
Definitely, 100%. Thank you.
I would rather
Okay.
call it a collaboration, not a competition.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Oh, we are okay with the collaboration, of course.
Thank you, Toastmaster Khushbu. And it's as I already said, I'm really happy that you joined our meeting today. So moving forward, as we know that the theme for today's meeting is the ray of hope, and obviously this is something we all can relate to. There have been moments in my life when things look dark, and then suddenly a ray of hope, I could find a ray of hope, and you just cling on to that ray of hope and somehow manage to come out of the dark. So there has been numerous instances in my life, and I understand Toastmaster Vaishnavi, our Toastmaster of the day, would be highlighting many such instances from her experience, and probably will share some insights as to when you are uh, you are surrounded by darkness, how you can come out of it. So I'm looking forward to this theme today. And as I already informed you, we do not have a prepared speaker today, so we'll not be having a prepared speech section unless one of you takes the initiative and volunteers to be one of the impromptu prepared speaker. But anyway, so we will not be having a prepared speech session. And with that, I would like to move forward, hand over the stage to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vaishnavi, who I already told you that she is a Kathak teacher, a trained classical dancer, a Kathak teacher, and she's been a Toastmaster for over 5 years now. She loves solving Sudoku puzzles, cycling, and reading about history. She has been a very seasoned Toastmaster or has already served as an area director. And finally, we have managed to get her as the Toastmaster of the day. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Vaishnavi, and over to you.
The number of meetings I've been attending, I was just hoping that Toastmaster Nikhil doesn't ask me to introduce myself in the guest because that is the frequency. But I promise Toastmaster Nikhil, I'll be more frequent and you'll see my face more often, probably every week. Thank you for introducing me and hello everybody. I'm Toastmaster Vaishnavi and I very enthusiastically promised Toastmaster Suraj that I'll be taking up a TMOD session. And I totally forgot that my cousin was getting married this weekend. So with zero preparation and zero planning, here we are. So, but every time I do not have ample time to prepare for something, I end up taking this as the topic because here, A Ray of Hope is a very heartfelt story, something that I would want to share with all of you, something that is very personal to me. And today I'll just be narrating a story. Setting the context back to 2020, actually, before moving ahead, I'll just explain the flow of the meeting for you to understand how is this going to happen. So firstly, I'll be blabbering for some time, and then I'll introduce the general evaluator who will be introducing their team. And then we will not be having prepared speeches as told by Toastmaster Nikhil. We'll be having our table topics, which is the impromptu speech segment. And then I'll be back on the stage blabbering for some other time. And then we'll be having our evaluations, which is the reason why all of us has gathered. And then I'll blabber for some more time and then we'll be ending the meeting. So let us just begin. Let us set the context back to 2020 when it was announced that there is something weird happening in the entire world. Some random person decided to have bat in their lunch and all of us were supposed to be locked in our houses. It was COVID. All of us were preparing Dalgona coffee. I was having one hell of a time because the education minister has tweeted that all the competitive exams, JEE Mains, JEE Advanced, every state CET was postponed and the further date has not been announced. We were having one hell of a time and I, being a very sincere student, decided to study from tomorrow. And that tomorrow never came. I was making dalgona coffees, trying out every single pani puri recipe that could be done in the house. I was playing Ludo. I was chatting with my friends. My screen time went from 1 hour to 18 hours a day sometimes. Of course, my parents were not happy about it. In short, I was having one hell of a time. COVID, where people were actually facing issues, people were actually losing their lives, was something we saw from a screen. It felt as if there was a screen between me and the real world. I was locked in my house, a very pretty place, with my family, lovely people. Everybody were off their work and everybody was sitting in the house, having our food together, having one amazing time. COVID felt like a monster on the other side of the screen. It was back then in the month of July when it was an actually serious thing. The barricades were set up, where red flags were put outside your house if you were positive. You remember those times, anybody? It is set to that time. So one day when everything was all dreamy, when everything was all nice, when we were having one hell of a time, one person among our family started coughing. This was when we thought we spotted the first red flag. And then the coughing started throughout the family. A few days before this, I remember I was randomly scrolling on Instagram and I came across a very random story that said we need volunteers to teach to kids, something like that. I do not remember reading the entire story because I saw 3 words: volunteering, teaching, kids, and I signed up for it. Apparently, it was for an NGO that was looking for volunteers to teach English, EVS, history, and other stuff to students who were in Kashmir because there was a ban on 4G and Zoom classes were not possible. This was back then. So I thought, let us just try, let us just do, because why not? Time pass करने के लिए कुछ तो चाहिए होता है. We would need something for time pass. I totally forgot about it. Everything was going good and people started coughing all of a sudden. We thought it is nice if we just put ourselves on self-quarantine, but then things got serious. We called up for people, they came home, took our swabs, and all of us were sitting in anticipation, praying as to what is going to happen. Now, before I go ahead and tell you what is going to happen, I would want Toastmaster Akshat, who's the general evaluator for today's meeting, to come onto the stage, explain his role, introduce his team, and before that, I would want him to tell all of us, was there any moment in your life where you thought everything was going haywire and you found a ray of hope? Toastmaster Akshat?
Toastmaster Vaishnavi, thank you for bringing me in spotlight. And yes, not just one moment. I would say there have been multiple moments when one feels that one would need a ray of hope. And I mean, it could be that day when I moved to a different city, to Mumbai, to work. And then I realized that I am missing out on the comfort of my hometown, which is Lucknow. And then just because you're fresh out of college, you've gone to a new place, and then you realize that there are so many hardships. You have to share a room with 2 to 3 new strangers who eventually become your friends. So all of that happens to be, very challenging. And then slowly and steadily you start to adapt to new situations. And that's when you start seeing a ray of hope. So thanks a lot for introducing me. So good evening, everyone. I am the general evaluator for today. And I have been a part of TMCL for a very long time, though I have been on a vacation for almost a month or probably 2 to 3 weeks. I have been off TMCL, enjoying my Diwali breaks and then out on a vacation. And now I am back. So I am Toastmaster Akshat. For those of you, I can see a few new faces. I'm a technology manager. I'm a technology enthusiast, and I have been associated with TMCL for almost a year now, having represented TMCL at area levels and division levels. So that's about my introduction. And today I am the general evaluator. So as a general evaluator, I would be closely observing the proceedings of the meeting. And I would also introduce the tag team, which is a bunch of people who would be playing different roles. Like I have the grammarian, I have the timer, and I have the hour counter as a part of my team. So one by one, I would introduce them. And then towards the end of the meeting, I would be sharing my feedback, as well as I would call my tag team to share the feedback towards the end of the meeting. So I would now like to introduce my first team member, who is the timer for today. He goes by the name TM Alex. And Alex is basically, he is an easygoing and a curious person who enjoys learning new things and taking on challenges. Outside of work, he loves to play badminton, meeting new people and exploring new ideas. Toastmaster Alex, over to you to explain your role.
Hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
So thank you, Toastmaster Akshat. So hey everyone and good evening. I am the timer of the day, Toastmaster Alex. I am responsible for keeping the track of time taken by various speakers and role players. So as we know, there is no prepared speech for today. So I'll come to the uh, I'll come to table topic timings. So in table topics, each speaker is encouraged to speak about 1 to 2 minutes, and I will show you the card at 1 minute. I'll show you the card, green card at 1 minute, and yellow card at 1.5 minutes, and red card at 2 minutes. And you have a grace period of 30 minutes on the plus side. And for evaluator, you have 2 to 3 minutes. The green card is shown at 2 minutes, and the yellow card is shown at 2.5 minutes, and the red card is shown at 3 minutes. And there is a grace period of 30 seconds on either side. Any speaker who finishes before or after the grace period will not be considered for the awards, and I will submit my report at the end of this meet. So back to you, Toastmaster, General Evaluator Toastmaster Akshat.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alex, for explaining your role really well. So as you would have observed, that everything in Toastmasters is driven by a time commitment. Whether you do a table topic, or whether you are part of a prepared speech, or whether you are evaluating, in every case you have to stick to the designated time. With that, I would now move on to introduce the next role player for today, who would be playing the role of an counter. He's none other than TM Ronak, who is right there in front of us. Ronak just introduced himself a few minutes ago. So just to repeat his introduction, he is doing a BTech in Computer Science and Engineering, and he seems to be a technology enthusiast, just like me. And he wants to explore Toastmasters, which is like a platform to him to grow and express himself. So over to Toastmaster Ronak to explain his role to the audience.
Thank you, sir. So, good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. We all know that sometimes our thoughts move faster than our words, and that's when little filler sneak in. Words like and, so, and sounds like these are words we call filler words. They hold up and speech when our mind is searching for the next idea. As a counter for today, I will be listening carefully for those tiny but tricky words and sounds that slips in when we are thinking. I will also note if you are repeat phrase like and I this means. At the end of the meeting, I will share my report and how well we all are doing. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ronak, for explaining your role really well. And as you mentioned, all these fillers, I can definitely say that using the filler is so corporate that if I start counting the conversations that we have in the corporate, would probably appear infinite times. And we take a lot of pride in using these filler words, but no more in Toastmasters. So we have to be very mindful of not using any filler words. With that, I move on to the next member of my team. She is the grammarian for today, Toastmaster Anushka. And I think she has recently joined TMCL, though I've been off TMCL for a long time, but I believe that she's one of the newest members. So Toastmaster Anushka would be playing the role of grammarian, and she comes with a background in engineering and economics. So that's, I think, a very deadly combination, I would say. And she's someone who loves exploring new ideas, asking questions, and continuously learning new things. She joined Toastmasters to challenge herself to become a better storyteller. So with that, I would now hand over to Anushka to explain the role to the audience.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Akshat. And I am a new member. So I'm Anushka, I'm the grammarian for today. And as the grammarian, I will be giving you the word of the day and phrase of the day. Let me share my screen with you. Okay. So I chose vacuous as word of the day. So it's pronounced vacuous. Now it means showing a lack of intelligence or serious thought. So you can think of it as being mindless. Sometimes you just mindlessly stare into the camera when you're in a meeting, right? And the other meaning is lacking meaning or substance. An example would be, the movie was visually appealing but emotionally vacuous. It was lacking substance. And for mindless, you can say she gave him a vacuous smile. Like your eyes are not smiling, you're not really there, you're just smiling without thinking, okay? And the phrase of the day is down in the dumps. Now, down in the dumps is an interesting phrase because earlier in the 15th century, this is just a fun fact, in the dumps used to mean being in a lower state of mind. But later on, around 18th, 19th century, we started using dump to mean garbage. So we brought back this phrase, I don't know how. So down in the dumps means feeling sad or depressed or disappointed. So you can use it as, after his breakup, he fell down in the dumps for weeks. Okay, so whenever you want to say sad or depressed or disappointed, try to use this phrase, and try to use vacuous when you want to say mindless or something didn't have substance. Apart from the word of the day and phrase of the day, I'll be looking out for good use of grammar and vocabulary. mostly vocabulary. And at the end of the day, I'll share my report, and I will also be looking at how many people use the word of the day or phrase of the day. So that will be all. Thank you. Over to General Evaluator. You're on mute.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anushka, for explaining your role and for introducing to us the word and phrase of the day. If you could also just paste the word and phrase of the day in the chat box so that people can refer to it. And I personally feel that if we work seriously on the feedback that is provided to us by the TAC team, I personally feel that our stories would never be vacuous. So with that, I think we are done with the introduction of all the role players. Now it is over to Toastmaster Vaishnavi for the remaining phase of the keynote. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akshat. That was a wonderful introduction of you and your team. Moving ahead, I remember I was telling you about that screen where, we were looking at the whole COVID situation through a screen. It felt like there was a barrier. I felt the barrier slightly cracking when all of us started coughing and started falling sick. We were 8 members in the family back then. 8 members were locked in 8 different bedrooms. We were just taking care of ourselves. And then there was my grandfather, who was the eldest person in the family. Practically somebody who's raised me, who has been pillar of strength. I remember him coming to my PTMs right from my childhood in crisp iron clothes, being very proud of everything I have done. He was the one who always handed me a 10 rupee note every time I touched his feet. So I would just run and have pani puri or grab a Cadbury. I was very attached to him. All of us were. Everybody in the family was super attached to him. And he was like this head of the family. And we were very concerned about him because he was 90 years old at that point of time. One day, his oxygen levels were dropping. We thought it was the best to take him to a hospital because it could be COVID. The reports took around 7 days, 3 to 4 days to come. They were not here yet. So we thought, let us just take him to a hospital. How difficult could this be? We started making phone calls. Ambulances had a waiting of 24 hours. Hospitals were full of beds. There were no beds available, not in the ICU, not in the ward. Everybody were busy. Doctors were overworked. We were not allowed to go outside. We couldn't carry him in a car because where would we take him? Hospitals were packed. We made at least 300 phone calls to get one bed. We eventually found a bed. We eventually found an ambulance somehow using connections. We took him to hospital, got him admitted, came home, and we were just praying, hoping for things to be fine. It felt like life has then decided to slap the sonic coins out of it just decided to slap the sonic coins out of my brain. It just slapped my brains out. It was all haywire back then. We were just hoping what would happen. That was when in the night I get a phone call from the hospital telling me that my grandfather was no more because it was COVID. It was serious. It was age sensitive. Our world fell apart. All of us were sick. We were not able to move our hands and legs. We were just lying on the bed and we were so helpless. Our world fell apart. It was all bad. It was terrible to describe the least. That was when I thought my world was down the dump. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't understand anything. Everything was so difficult. I couldn't process what just happened because I've never imagined a house without my grandfather. We've never imagined walking a room without him sitting in his white clothes doing something in the house. We could never imagine coming back from our colleges and schools and not describing our day to him. It was difficult for us and we were helpless physically, mentally, emotionally. Everything was in shambles. That is when I thought nothing could be worse than this. That was when 1 hour after the nurse broke this news to us, we get a message. I get a message on my mobile. It was from an unknown number. It was a shady WhatsApp number. And it was a message saying, congratulations, Vaishnavi, you have been selected to be a volunteer for so-and-so NGO. The name of the NGO was Project Parvaz. Your student is a girl, a 9-year-old girl named Nazima. She lives in a village in Turtuk, which is in Jammu and Kashmir. I thought, what nonsense? What am I going through? Why will I do this? I just decided to ignore the message. I was ignoring everybody back then. I only opened my door 3 times a day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, nothing apart from that. This was when I was going through my day and I had this desperate urge to talk to somebody. I was ghosting all of my friends because I did not want the sympathy. I was not talking to any of my family members because I knew both of us would end up crying if something happens. So this was when I was looking for that one outlet where I could just talk to a stranger, feel nice about myself, just do something to take myself out of this situation. That is when I decided to call on that one unknown number mentioned in the message. And this unknown number, spoiler alert, was the ray of hope. Now, before I go ahead with the story, I would like to invite the table topic master, Toastmaster Ajanta, to go ahead and conduct the table topic segment. Before that, I would like her to answer this question. Was there a moment where you felt everything was going bad, and did you find a ray of hope? If yes, just tell us about it.
Yeah, actually, this kind of thing happened last year only. So I'm a research scholar, and the last year was, I think, fourth year of my PhD, and everything was like I was not getting publications, and I was doing work, but I was not getting any result, and it felt like a dead end. So yeah, last year only I went through the situation, but family and friends is what we have, and they like we should. I would suggest everyone that if you feel like depressed or something like this, then you should interact with your friends and families in such moments, because that really helps and kind of acts as a ray of hope for us. So that is my answer for your question. And now I would, since I am the table topic master today, so I would first of all let everyone know about the rules of the table topic master. So the purpose of the table topic master is to facilitate table topics where guests and members will have the opportunity to practice this impromptu speaking. I will introduce a topic and call on speakers who will be given 2 minutes to speak on the subject. And the timings of 2 minutes would be like plus minus 30, 1 minute 30 second to 2 minute 30 second. The 30 seconds would be the buffer times. So this was the table topic introduction. And Vaishnavi, do I have to start the table topic session now? Okay, okay. Okay, so I will just share my screen just a minute. So is my screen visible now?
Yes.
Can someone just say that if my screen is visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So here we have some table topics, and you will have to. I either every one of you can volunteer, or I'll choose by myself, and then you'll have to choose a number, and I'll tap on that, and the topic would come to you. So all the topics today are related to Day of Hope. Maybe they might be funny, but I am sure they might not be funnier, but kind of serious, and everyone can share the experiences related to that. So if anyone wants to volunteer for that, anyone? Otherwise, I will pick by myself. Since no one is coming. So I would ask Toastmaster Manvi. Toastmaster Manvi, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Can you please choose one number?
Okay. I'll go with 7.
7. Do you think challenges make people stronger or more cautious? Toastmaster Manvi. Toastmaster Manvi, do you think challenges make people more stronger or more cautious?
Challenges, something that is taught even to a to a child who's studying in nursery, wondering how the exams are challenges, the tests are challenges, and as soon as a person grows, as soon as a child grows, the challenges becomes huge. At times, life throws us into a number of challenges wherein we learn a lot. We learn how to handle things tactfully, how to handle people tactfully, and somewhere or the other, the as soon as the time goes on, these challenges do bring us a beauty. How they teach us a lesson that helps us in living more peacefully, that helps us in improving ourselves, that helps us in improving how we see things. So, somewhere or the other, it is not just about being stronger or being cautious. It is about how you take it. It is about how you actually wonder these challenges are bringing in your life. It can be at times depressing, at times motivating. It can even be at times challenging, as the name itself says. But how we see these challenges is something that shapes the challenge in our life. It can make our lives. On the other hand, it can even break many people. But when we look back, after many years, we actually laugh on what we were reacting to. We actually make fun of how we handled that specific situation. So, Toastmaster Ajanta, I personally feel challenges do bring a number of lessons and a number of teachings, but it is up to us whether we be strong or we be more cautious. That was all from my side. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manvi. That was a very great take, and you very well said that the way you think, see the challenge, and the way you perceive it, it looks like that way. If you feel that it is good, you have that, you will become a stronger person. Matlab, you'll grow as a personality. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Manvi. And now we will move to some other person. So no one is raising the hand. So I will just pick myself someone. Uh, Now I would go with Toastmaster Khushbu. Toastmaster Khushbu, are you there? Okay, so please choose a
Yes,
number.
I'm here.
Uh,
I'll go with 3.
okay. So Toastmaster Khushbu, have you ever been someone else's unexpected ray of hope or comic relief? Have you ever been someone else's unexpected ray of hope or comic relief? Toastmaster Khushbu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ajanta, for this topic. I think I'm the ray of hope in my entire family, and I am a comic relief to every person I meet. Either it's my students, I'm the most funniest teacher in my I'm the funniest teacher in my school for my students, and funniest or most positive member in my family. The reason I would say, I'll tell you an incident that happened in back in 2019. And the best comment I got, I had an accident where I had an accident, and there was an injury in my humerus bone. So there was a complete fracture and I was not able to lift my left hand at all. The day accident happened, the very next day I was supposed to go for the surgery. The doctor advised the surgery and I was admitted in the hospital. I was like, how can this happen to me? I was completely dissatisfied, and it happened because I was driving scooty and I just fell down. So I got a call from my sister-in-law, and she was like, she was not giving me any hope or something. She was like, you need to be the person you are. You are the ray of hope for ourselves. So be the ray of hope for yourself as well. So the way you treat us, treat yourself for one day like this, and it is nothing, it will be fine. And that day I realized what importance I have made in others' life, that how I treat them, I have got the same treatment, and it really helped me through the situation throughout. I mean, it took time to recover. Still, it pains at times. Like I mentioned, I'm a dancer by choice, but it's a hurdle for my dance as well. But still, the ray of hope was there, and I think in terms of comic relief, so there are many people for I don't want to take names, but I am a comic relief for them as well. Toastmaster Manvi, that was for you. That's it. I'm sorry, I'm not able to see the timer cards on my screen.
Okay, okay. Timer, Alex. I would request host to please pin the timing cards. So thank you, Toastmaster Khushbu.
Thank you so much,
So
Toastmaster Ajanta.
I also, like, in the start of this year itself, I also suffered leg fracture. And I can totally relate with you. So now I would request someone else to please raise their hands. I would request, please come on the stage. See, we all are here to speak and share stories and to be more confident. If no one will come, then I will call Arjun. Guest Arjun, are you there?
Raise of hand from Nikhil and even Anushka.
Okay. I would first go with Arjun then please. Arjun is not here, I think. Okay, let's go with Toastmaster Nikhil. So Toastmaster Nikhil, please choose a number.
Three is taken, right? I'll go with 7. Okay, 8.
Share a story where someone's small act of kindness became your ray of light. Toastmaster Nikhil. Toastmaster Nikhil, share a story where someone's small act of kindness became your ray of light.
Thank you, Toastmaster Janta, for that topic. If I had time, probably I could have come up with 10 stories or even more. But at this point of time, the one story that comes to my mind is when I was studying in Lucknow, and I was in 12th standard, and we were traveling back for holidays. I was being accompanied by a couple of friends, hostel mates actually, and we were not having any ticket, and we had to catch a train. We just, the first train that came that was going to our city, we just took it, and we boarded it. And when we entered, it was the AC compartment. And back then, when we were students, we even tried to save on general compartment tickets and forgot. So even so, just forget that we'll buy tickets for AC compartments. But anyway, we entered the compartment, and then TT obviously caught us, and then we were just negotiating with him. So how much do we need to pay as penalty? And then suddenly, obviously, he was asking for a lot of money, and then suddenly a guy stood up, and he came up, and he had a discussion with the ticket checker that these are just students, and you should not ask them for money, or at least not for so much of money. And then finally he ended up paying, probably, I don't know, back then probably 1,200 or something. He ended up paying, and when we reached out to him and we said, sir, we'll pay you back when once the train stops. We'll take cash out of ATM or whatever, but we'll pay you back. And he said, you do not need to pay me back. And you just reminded me of the days when I used to be a student, and I used to travel in these like this in train. And all you can do is, I would suggest that uh, whenever in life you are able to do similar things for someone, and just do not hesitate and help them, just like helped you. So probably a movie came ready that reminded me of that concept, that thing as well. So this is something I can recall as of now. Over to you, Toastmaster Janta.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikhil. So, similar kind of instance occurred with me today itself. So, today there was a craft show at IIT, not at IIT Guwahati, in Guwahati at Brahmaputra Ghat. So, so there was so much rush on the road where there is no traffic, and to reach Ghat from IITG, it was around 3 kilometers, and we can take auto and go there. But that auto wala bhaiya was asking 200 rupees from us. Like we were 4 people and he was asking 50 per person, but it only usually is 10 per person. So we said that okay, we'll not go. And then someone else came and he just took us in 20 rupees. So but the other person was kind of very helpful and ray of hope for us. So now I would ask Toastmaster Anushka to please choose a number.
I'll go with 13.
Toastmaster Anushka, every dark cloud has a silver lining. Share a personal example of this. Every dark cloud has a silver lining. Share a personal example of this, Toastmaster Anushka.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ajanta. I do believe there's a silver lining after all, after every dark time in our lives. You just have to look for it. In my life personally, I would think of a time when I didn't go through something really heartbreaking, but something that most of us go through. Back in my college, I was in electronics and communication, an engineer, and it was a hard subject. So we had this one particular subject called advanced I'm forgetting the name exactly, but it basically we had to study sensors and how we can use them in circuit boards. Now everyone was really getting screwed over in this subject because the teacher did not like most people and he was known for failing students. And I remember that I was particularly not scared because I was never someone who would crib over exams, but I saw my friends crying over it and getting really frustrated with the experience of studying for something they didn't really care about. And I felt the same thing. I didn't really care about this particular subject and I didn't want to study it, but I also didn't want to fail. So I remember I went to my sister's place away from all my friends who were cribbing and crying. And I just studied alone for 2 days. And I came back. I worked very hard on the subject. And I came back and I gave the exam and I topped that exam. And I felt that all these experiences in my life right now have helped me a lot. All these experiences where I've studied things that I didn't want to study, that didn't make sense. And even right now, I do a lot of things in my life, in my work, that don't make sense, that is not aligned with me. But that has definitely inculcated in me this spirit that I can do anything. And that's something you really need in the workplace and in the world in general, because the problems don't really have a solution or they don't come with a guidebook of how you solve it. So I think the silver lining was to be able to be versatile. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anushka. You are absolutely right for this, that the things that we do in our young age would help us. The learnings which we get at that time do help us later in our lives. So now, anyone else who want to take, or should I call myself? Toastmaster Ronak is there. Toastmaster Ronak, please choose a number. Will you choose a number?
Okay. 5.
Okay. Toastmaster Ronak, imagine you are a hope influencer on social media. What would your first viral post be? Imagine you are a hope influencer on social media. What would your first viral post be? Toastmaster Ronak.
What is this hope influencer? I'm not getting that.
Influencer, matlab you would be aware about influencer. Someone is fashion influencer.
I
Matlab
know
you are
about
kind of motivational
influencer, but
speaker.
what is
Kind
hope
of a
influence?
motivational speaker. Hope.
Okay.
Someone who gives hope to everyone.
Okay. So, So if I will be a hope influencer, I will make a short reel in which uh, I will show the problems people are facing in our society. Like there are some problems uh, uh, related to daily life, like in studying and in college life or anything. So I will make a story which will attract people to overcome from that their problems, which will actually will be a viral post, and it will also make a changes in a people's. Thank you. Over to you, Ajanta. Toshmaster Ajanta.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ronak. That was a good take. So now, since Shravan Kumar has raised the hand, so Shravan Kumar, I would ask you to please choose a number.
Uh, which number left over?
Can you see the screen? The numbers
Oh,
that
okay.
are
One.
unopened, these are
Okay. Yeah, sure. I can see now. Yeah, I'll go with one.
okay. Shravan Kumar, how do you handle moments when everything feels uncertain? How do you handle moments when everything feels uncertain, Shravan Kumar?
Dear Toastmasters and guests, in life everything is uncertain. We all go to bed with the hope that we'll wake up in the next day. Hope always drives our life. And also, I always believe life is like an aeroplane. All the passengers are sitting, but the destiny and future of that aeroplane depends on the person who is riding it, the pilot who is driving that aeroplane. We all know we are not related to that pilot, but still we believe and will go and sit comfortably without any problem. Similarly, there is an unknown force which drives our lives without any relation with that person who is driving us, whether we believe or do not believe that person, but still it is driving. The earth is rotating, the sun, around the sun it is revolving, and sun rises, sunsets, and everything. Birds are flying, flowers are blooming, and everything is happening because of that unknown source or unknown power on which, whether we believe that or do not believe that, irrespective of that, that unconditional love is showering on every living being on this planet. Like pilot and passengers go together, we are all going in that way. So if we have that kind of belief, we can always drive any uncertainty. That's my take on this topic. How about you, Toastmaster Janta? Back to you.
Mm. I agree with you, Gus Shravan. Like with the way you are saying that everything is uncertain in our life, there are certain things which we can control, and there are certain things which we cannot control. So I remember one quote from MS Dhoni that he only worries about the things which are in his control and leaves everything else on the other parameters which we can't control. So we should like work on those things which we can improve, and then rest, leave it on God, what God has in its hand. So I think that would be good for us and we won't worry much. uh, Now, since we don't have any raise of hand, so Toastmaster Akshat, please choose a number.
I will go with 15.
So, okay. So, if Optimism was a subscription service, would you pay for the premium plan or just use the free trial, Toastmaster Akshat? Toastmaster Akshat, if Optimism was a subscription service, would you pay for the premium plan or just use the free trial?
How many of you have actually subscribed to the YouTube's premium plan? Anyone in the audience?
I am.
No one. All right. Toastmaster Khushbu is in the premium plan. And a lot of times I feel really distracted by the ads on YouTube. So I subscribe to the YouTube's premium plan just because I did not want to see the ads. So I am for any subscription plans that are available, be it Spotify, be it YouTube. Now, when we talk about optimism, I think that's the food that we all are looking for. There are a lot of people who are pessimists in the crowd. There are a lot of people who are pessimists in the crowd, and you just have to surround yourself with people.
Toastmaster Akshat, sorry to interrupt, but your voice is very low.
Right, just a second.
Now
Let
it's
me
fine.
just, is it better? All right, okay. So I was saying that you are already, many of us are surrounded by people or with people who are a bit pessimist. So if Optimism was a subscription service, I would have definitely subscribed to it. And I would have used the premium subscription because life is so full of challenges that you need that subscription, you need that motivation, you need that optimism. Whether I would be renewing it on a monthly basis, definitely on a yearly basis, for sure. But I would say that anything that is positive in this world needs to be subscribed to. So what you are waiting for? Just subscribe to any things that are available to you that bring in that some bit of motivation to you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akshat. You said it very rightly that we should focus on the positive things that are available to us and should subscribe to them if they are available to us. So, anyone else who want to participate, or should I choose myself? Toastmaster Vaishnavi.
I was secretly hoping that I do not fall in your eyes, but here we are. I would like to take the number 2.
Okay. Toastmaster Vaishnavi. The darkest clouds bring the heaviest rain, but also the greenest fields. Do you agree? Why and why not? So, the darkest clouds bring the heaviest rain, but also the greenest fields. Do you agree? Why and why not? Toastmaster Vaishnavi.
I was talking about the phase where I was happy that all my competitive exams were postponed and I did not have to study for a very long time. But then eventually the exams somehow happened and I did not do well in my JEE. So I ended up getting mechanical engineering when I looked for my options, and I thought my life could not be worse than this. It just cannot get any bad. I got into one of the good colleges in Hyderabad, but I was not happy with the course that I was allotted. I thought this was the darkest cloud of my life. I was somehow going to college. I didn't understand what to do. I was like, oh, what could go bad? But then in that college, that college was one of the few colleges that had really good clubs, Toastmasters being one of them, NCC being the other one of them. I got into Toastmasters, and this was all unexpected. I was very sad that I was doing mechanical engineering. I was studying about engines. I had nothing to do. I was studying math. I never thought I'd study math after school. I I was miserable, and that was when Toastmasters was like an outlet. It not just gave me a stage, not just gave me few amazing people. It also gave me attendance. I was very happy about it. It took time for me to figure out that I was actually happy about it. I even came to attend different meetings in different clubs, different states and cities. That's how I randomly got into a meeting of Toastmasters, Lucknow Toastmasters Club came to, I got in touch with many people, and that's how I ended up in this club. So I would 100% believe that the darkest clouds, like mechanical engineering, sorry to all the mechanical engineers, if any in the room, would also get the greenest fields. So yeah, I'm just in a happy place right now. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vaishnavi. That was a very good take. Like going from mechanical engineer to Toastmaster and now being the happy member here. So I can see we have Toastmaster Archita with us, and I would like to call her to please take a number if she wants to. It's been a long time I have seen her here. Toastmaster Archita, are you here? I think she is not
Sorry,
here.
sir.
Oh, she
Hi,
is here.
Yeah.
Hi, Archita. Can you
Hi.
please take a number?
I will take a I will take a topic in future meetings. I can't talk for
Okay.
long. Yeah,
Okay. Fine,
I'm
fine.
suffering
No
from very
problem.
bad cold, so it's just
Okay.
I'm coughing in between a lot. So that's why.
Okay, no problem. Please take care.
Thank you.
So I think I have covered everyone here. Just timer Alex is left. So if he wants to come, then he can.
Yeah, I'll take.
Okay,
Uh,
so
I'll-
can someone else please become the timer for
no,
Alex?
I'll manage. I'll manage. No problem.
Okay. So Toastmaster Alex, please choose a number.
I'll go with number 9.
Okay. Toastmaster Alex, if you were a superhero called the Ray of Hope, what would your powers be? If you were a superhero called the Ray of Hope, what would your powers be, Toastmaster Alex?
So, if I'll be a superhero, and what would be the ray of hope I'll give to the people is to never give up and be consistent on what you're doing. So, basically, as a hero, I'm for the people, I am the statue of their hope. Their hope, and I have to I have to be like a never giving attitude kind of hero, which people can look up to, and be be the one who has the potential to encourage people uh, to be true towards their self, and what they are going to do uh, uh, towards their self. So, as a hero, I'll make sure, as a superhero, I'll make sure that no one is in a bad uh, is in bad state or something, or bad uh, um, or the condition, I would say. So, in which he or she might go through a lot, but as a hero of hope, I would suggest not to be discouraged by that, and uh, be a person to whom the people can look up to, and be the ray of hope of others as well. So, thank you, and that will be my take. Over to you.
Um, Thank you so much, Toastmaster Alex. And you are right. Like, we should all be the ray of hope for someone or other's life. We never know who is discouraged in their life. So, now with this, we end the table topic session. And we have some raise of hand. Toastmaster Manvi, do you want to say anything?
Yes, how can we end a table topic session, especially when we have time, without giving a topic to the table topic master? So, Toastmaster Ajanta, would you like to take up a topic?
Yeah, I can. Obviously, I can take up. We have so many numbers left. So if we
No. No. You created those topics. That would be cheating.
Toastmaster Janta took the role of table topic master in subsequent meetings just so that she can escape from taking topics. And she's got frozen now. Is it just me or Toastmaster is actually frozen?
Yeah, she's actually frozen.
I started doubting it. The last time we were
Me
trying to
as well.
develop, that time also she got frozen. Alex, remember, right?
And Toastmaster Nikhil, Ajanta is in IIT Guwahati, right? So I doubt IIT Guwahati would have low bandwidth. So that's
Definitely.
ruled out.
That's such a valid point, actually. And this actually happened. I am very sure about it. The last time we gave her a topic, she got frozen and then she left.
Shall we
No,
move
no,
ahead with the meeting if she's not in the room?
Okay, I think we can continue. Toastmaster Vaishnavi.
All right. So this was the club's take on impromptu speaking. I had one hell of a time listening to all of you. I believe it was the same with you as well. So I was narrating a story where I was describing about that message from an unknown number, right? So I was in a space where I did not feel like talking to anybody I know because the conversation would somehow revolve around my grandfather, and I was not mentally prepared for that. So I thought, let me just talk to somebody I don't know, because they would not probably talk about this. So a stranger was the best possible outlet for me. And I thought, where do I start? So I just look at that one unknown number. It said my student was from a village called Turtuk. I ended up Googling Turtuk. Where is it? Where does it fall? And I read about that place. I read the message, the guidelines properly. Apparently, there was a ban on 4G in Kashmir because of cross-border activities, and there was only access to 2G, which means only phone calls. They couldn't conduct Zoom calls. The school could not conduct Zoom meetings, and they could not teach to an entire class because there was no internet. So volunteers, the whole point of volunteers was to take up one-on-one classes with the students and cover their portion because exams were somewhere in the month of October. Kids in Kashmir, they have their final exams in the month of October, because then once the winter starts, all of them go for hibernation because it is pitch snowy there, and there was no possibility of people going to schools or going to their workplaces. So the year probably ends in the month of November. It was exams time, and exams were around the corner, and we were appointed to teach English, EVS, and history, the three main subjects. Math and stuff was being taken care of by the local tutors. I still had no intention to start teaching. I just thought I'll have a word with the family of the kid, just see where this goes. I had nothing in my head. I just made a call, and a gentleman picked up the phone, and he said he was the father of the child. The name of my student was Nazima, and I had two students allotted, one from Turtuk and one from Kargil. So I started teaching to the one from Turtuk, and then I started teaching to somebody from Kargil. The father of the child picked up the call and said, when the lockdown was announced, we couldn't get out of our houses. We couldn't send our kids to school. I have around 7 kids, and I was very much worried about their education. I did not want any of my kids to fail in their examinations. And you volunteers are like a ray of hope. When nothing was going well for us, you guys stepped in. If we are not paying you, nobody is paying you. You're just doing this out of good intent, and this is a ray of hope. I felt light after talking to him. And then he said, oh, let me just hand over the phone to my daughter, Nazima. And then a 9-year-old picked up the call and she said, hey, ma'am, I'm Nazima. It was a very sweet, innocent voice, childish. The voice was very nice, and she was describing that she comes from a village. She loves her school. She loves her classmates. She misses playing with her friends and stuff. I told her that I that was an impromptu decision that I would teach English. I would teach EVS to her. So I told her, I'm Vaishnavi, I'm going to be your teacher. I'll take classes at 6 in the evening. And she sounded excited. She said, I'll wait for your phone call, ma'am. And that is how we ended the conversation. We spoke for good 40 minutes, spoke about each other, and ended the conversation. After feeling heavy for days, I felt light. I felt light after many days, and it felt so nice. Every morning before that phone call, I woke up with, I did not have a purpose. I just thought, what else am I going to do? I did not have an agenda for the day. But from the next morning, I woke up with a thought that a kid miles away in Kashmir is waiting for a phone call from a random teacher. That was something that gave me a push. Nazima always told me that I was a ray of hope for her and her friends. But in fact, she was the ray of hope that eventually pulled me out of my little cave, out of my little cocoon, I would say. So one day, randomly, before becoming a teacher, I thought it was nice if I become a friend. So I was like that elder sister who was a safe space. So Nazma would start off the conversation by saying, "Do you know what happened, ma'am? Today, my mom scolded me because I did not study well, and then I decided not to eat what she cooked. I made Maggie. I did this. I did that. It was all cute and nice." So one day in the conversation, I just mentioned that I've never seen a farm. I've never seen a field because I stay in Hyderabad, which is a city. Nazima was shocked. It was unbelievable for her. She's somebody who's grown up, she's been surrounded by fields, she's been surrounded by greenery. So she said, let me show you our fields. So there was one smartphone in the entire family. It was her father's. She took her father's phone, ran to her fields, made a 9-minute long video showing me that these are our apricot trees. Here we grow our carrots. Here we grow pumpkins. This is where we cultivate chilies. She made a very cute 9-minute long vlog. She did not even know what a vlog meant. She made a 9-minute video and attempted to send me. But then again, there was a ban on 4G, so it could not be delivered until 3 days. Her father traveled to Leh for some work, and that is when there was light internet, and the video managed to, come to me. I saw the video and I had tears in my eyes because some kid, you know, put up the pain to, just run into the fields. She was explaining everything with so much enthusiasm. She sent me the video, and I decided to upload it on Instagram through the NGO, and it got viral. It got it got attention of people who were resourceful to help the school, to help the kids. They took interviews of the child once the situation got better. People started donating to her school. Now her school is in a very, in a very good situation. People are, studying with really good resources and stuff. There's an LED screen now. People keep donating for books and stuff. So it just got better. And Nazima got a boost of confidence. She always wanted to be a pilot. That is what she told me. But then it was all limited. Resources were limited. Knowledge was limited. She always thought once she finishes her 12th, she'll be getting into some job, and that is how she's supposed to lead her life. But then, in exposure to people outside her state, has got her so much of information. Now, if you go and talk to Nazima, who is in her high school, she'll tell you that she wants to be a pilot in the Indian Air Force, and she's preparing for NDA right now. So this is how a child who is not even aware of the situation of a teacher managed to pull her out of the entire hole where the teacher was hiding. So this was my ray of hope, and she still says me that I am her ray of hope who helped her out when everything was shut down, when she desperately wanted to study. She wanted to learn about the 1857 revolt. She wanted to learn about the parts of speech. That is when her teacher helped her out, and her teacher also got a great help when teacher wanted an outlet to talk to somebody, when teacher was looking for a purpose. So this one message from an unknown number was my ray of hope when I was going through the worst situation of my life. So this is how, I found purpose. Now moving ahead, it is time for us to find the purpose of this meeting. Let me just hand over the stage to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Akshat, to evaluate the entire meeting along with his team. Toastmaster Akshat, stage is all yours. On mute. You're on mute.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vaishnavi, for sharing such a beautiful story with all of us. And this definitely instills in a lot of hope for everyone. And I think we are all down in the dumps many a times, but such insightful stories as well as the kind of table topics that Toastmaster Ajanta shared with us, I think we all had some stories of resilience to talk about. So with that, I would move on to share my evaluation for the entire meeting. The meeting started exactly at 4:08 p.m., which is absolutely fine considering that we have had started late in earlier meetings, but this was good enough. Today the audience is limited, but I feel that the entire audience or all of us were interacting very closely, and we all worked closely to deliver an excellent meeting. The flow of the meeting was smooth, so that was great about the meeting. And to share the detailed feedback, I would come later, but let me just bring in my tag team to deliver their feedback on how the meeting has gone so far. So I would like to now call upon the timer for today to deliver his report.
So thank you, Toastmaster Akshat. So here are the timer. So here are the times of the table topics who have been participated in the table topic. So TM Manvi took 2 minutes and 18 seconds. TM Khushbu took 2 minutes, exactly 2 minutes. TM Nikhil took 2 minutes 20 seconds. TM Anushka took 2 minutes and 7 seconds. TM Ronak took 1 minute and 2 seconds. TM uh, Shravan Kumar took 2 minutes and 15 seconds. TM Akshat took 1 minute and 38 seconds. TM Vaishnavi took 2 minutes, and TM Alex, that's me. I took 1 minute and 55 seconds. So that's the report of timing. That's the timing report, and back to you, general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alex. I would now like to call upon the R counter for today to deliver his report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akshat. So during today meeting, I listened for filler words and vacuous sound like or and all overall our speakers did well. Only a few vacuous words slipped in. Some members spoke very great and clear and confident with confidence. Let's continue to stay mindful and keep our speech crisp and filler free. And now here's I would like to share my screen to show the reports. Uh, so is my screen is visible? Hello.
Yes, it is.
So here's my report. Toastmaster Manvi has said so 2 times, but 1 times, two times. Toastmaster Khushbu so 2 times, 1 times. Toastmaster Nikhil, 1 time and three time, so 2 time, for more than 3 time, 2 time. Toastmaster Anushka said so 1 time and 2 time, uh, 2 time. Toastmaster Ronak, as I am, I have said so 2 times and 2 times. Toastmaster Shravan Kumar has said like 1 time, but 1 time, so 1 time. Toastmaster Akshat said and 1 time, 1 time. Toastmaster Vaishnavi said and 2 time, 1 time. Toastmaster Alex said and 2 time, but 1 time, so 1 time, more than 3 time, and 1 time. and our TMOD has said 3 times and 2 times, so 2 times or three times, and it was repeated. And Toastmaster Ajanta said more than 3 times, or 1 time, or 1 time. Toastmaster Alex said and 2 time or 3 time. So it is all my report. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you to Master Ronak for a wonderful report. Now I would like to call on Toastmaster Anushka to share the grammarian's report.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Let me share my screen. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, it.
Okay, so we had a lot of good usages of words. However, I don't think I got everything down because I was too busy listening to you guys sometimes. So my bad. But you guys use some good words here and there. Coming to areas of improvement, now there are a few areas of improvement. We can correct usage of past, present, and future participles and tenses. However, let's just focus on one thing at a point. So let's focus on the. So one thing I've noticed, sometimes people are using the incorrectly. And one thing that you can learn or remember is use the when you've mentioned something before. So let's say you're talking about a book, you're going on about it, and now you want to mention it again. Then you say the book I was talking about. You don't have to say the book I was talking about. You can just say the book was really great. It gave me a lot of information. So the should be used when you already mentioned something, and the is also used to mention a specific thing. So let's say I'm saying, please close a door. That's vague. A means one. So you have to say, please close the door. Please close this specific door, right? So you think about usage of the basically for this week. I think it will improve all of our speeches very much. And I personally have a lot of issues with the as well. So I hope we can all learn from that. Now, word and phrase of the day. TM Akshat used it once, the term vacuous. TM Ronak used it twice. And TM Vaishnavi and TM Akshat used the phrase down in the dumps once. So I think it's hard to use the word immediately. Just try to keep it in your vocabulary as you go on. Especially, I think the phrase is very helpful down in the dumps. Very simple, and it's used all over the place. It's used in television, it's used on social media everywhere. So try to learn this. I think that's all for today. Thank you, and over to General Evaluator.
I think Toastmaster Akshat got disconnected. Give me a minute to text him.
In the meantime, that Toastmaster Akshat is joining, I would request if we can launch the polls for table topics. And we can also launch the votes for auxiliary role players.
Toastmaster Akshat has told us that he's in the waiting room. Can you check if he's there?
Okay. Oh, yes. Yeah, he's here.
I'm sorry, I got disconnected. So I actually missed out on the grammarians part, grammarians feedback, but that's fine. I think I would proceed with my feedback for the overall meeting. I think we had a wonderful meeting. Pleasant faces, happy faces, effective storytelling by Toastmaster Vaishnavi, and very well articulated about the tag team. I think everyone did their job really well, including the timer, the R counter, and the grammarian. For the table topic master, I think it was the table topic session was meticulously designed, and good to see people being able to choose numbers. So I always feel that every table topic master, or for that matter, every role brings in a different way of delivering the content. So using the wheel or letting people choose the number. So that was great. And Table Topic Master also enjoyed the proceedings of Table Topic. She was kind of reciprocative to every Table Topic speaker and sharing her own anecdotes to every Table Topic. And one area of improvement could be that when every speaker is on stage or is about to speak, probably checking if the timer cards are on display is what the Table Topic Master can ensure. The R counter report was great. I would recommend that you also highlight how one can avoid using such fillers. So like one of the ways of avoiding fillers is to basically speak slowly, and there could be many more ways of avoiding fillers. So probably you could cherry pick one or two examples and explain how you can avoid using fillers. I missed out on the grammarian's part when she was delivering her
Akshat,
feedback, but
we lost you. Your voice has become very feeble.
Is it better now?
No, not yet.
Just a second. Is it better now?
Yes, now it's better.
All right. So I missed out on the grammarian's part of the feedback, but great choice of the word and phrase of the day. I would encourage everyone to use that. And overall, I think the meeting has progressed really well, and we have been able to close it a little earlier, not just because we didn't have any prepared speeches. So with that, I would go back to the team out for today. Toastmaster Vaishnavi, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akshat. That was an amazing report, including the ones in your team. I had a lot of feedback, especially from the grammarians report. Thank you so much. Moving ahead, so this was my story of me finding a ray of hope. I even dropped a link on the link in the chat box. This is an Instagram video of the interview of my little student. She's extremely cute. So if you ever feel there's no enough dopamine in your life, just go watch that video and you'll have a smile on your face. That is guaranteed. Apart from that, so that is how I found my ray of hope. And every time ever since then, it's been 5 years since this has happened. And every time I face challenges in my life, every time I feel nothing can go bad, nothing can be done in this scenario, I just close my eyes, recall this incident, and trust the process, trust that even in the darkest of the tunnel, I'll end up finding a ray of hope. Sometimes the ray of hope could be as small as a text message from an unknown number. So this is my take on the whole concept of finding your ray of hope. So if anybody has gone through a situation where you were in the lowest and found a ray of hope in the most unexpected way, I am all ears and I would really like to hear you all. Anybody?
I think I can share something. Maybe, I mean, obviously, in terms of the emotional context, not as close as to what you shared, not even close to that. But one thing that I can recall is when I was pursuing CA and I was in my finals. I failed a couple of times, and then the situation was such that I just wanted to, you can call it like taking a break or quitting or whatever, but I just wanted to, start with my job because I was already 27, and just, like for boys especially, once you cross a certain age, everyone expects you to start earning and all. So that was the period, and just gave up on my examinations. I wanted to get into a job, but I didn't want to get into a typical accountant job, accountancy, a CA firm, or things like that. I wanted to be into finance, but my background, my wasn't really supporting uh, that dream of mine, or whatever you say. But then I tell this to many people when I talk about it, but I used to maintain an Excel when I was applying, and I was very sure I'm going to apply for investment bank only, and I'm not going to go for a CA firm or a company, with all due respect to those jobs. But this was something I wanted. So I used to maintain this Excel, and after applying for 82 jobs, I stopped maintaining that Excel, and I had not heard back from even single of them. And then I stopped, even applying for IBs, and sorry, I stopped maintaining that Excel. I just kept on applying, and after 3 months or so, I finally got one call, Mumbai-based investment bank, a boutique investment bank, and he, I would say that he just took an interview, a very initial interview, and said, "Okay, I'll start the onboarding process." And I was like, either I'm dreaming, or else this is not a good IB, because they are hiring me after so many of them have rejected me. So that was the mindset where I said, okay, beggars can't be choosers. So I just took it, and this turned out to be, I mean, probably the biggest ray of hope in terms of my career. And I stayed with that company for over 2 years. And generally, don't people do not stay with the first company, at least, but I stayed there for over 2 years, and since then I think the amount of confidence I've gained from that, the amount of exposure I got, is unparalleled. So yeah, I mean, just a short little story that I made a little long.
That was amazing, Toastmaster Nikhil. I would say that was the first challenge. The whole situation I narrated in the form of today's theme was the first challenge I faced in my life, first proper challenge for somebody who's in her late teens. And when life has noticed that I'm somebody who takes challenges pretty well, it has not stopped since then. So my life is just like Toastmaster Nikhil, who has noticed that I take up roles and he's not stopping since then. So before you ask me, Toastmaster Nikhil, I'll be taking up another role in the next meeting. So anybody else who would like to give us any of their experiences before we wind up the meeting? Yeah, sure. Go
Ajanta,
ahead, Toastmaster Ajanta.
So I want to first apologize for leaving the meeting
No,
because my
I
Wi-Fi got disconnected.
started to understand your pattern, Ajanta.
Actually today I'm at hostel now, so Wi-Fi here gets frequently disconnected.
Akshat actually pointed it out very correctly, that you are in IIT Guwahati and still you are facing network issues. We
That is
cannot.
the issue here, that we are a technological institute and Wi-Fi is very bad. We only laugh at this situation. We can't say anything about this. But I am very sorry for that. And yeah, I wanted to say this only. And for talking about ray of hope, something like that, I don't know something that serious, but I can just say that the share past years experiences. So, like my PhD experience, So, 2023, 2024, and this 2025. So, tomorrow I have to give my annual progress seminar. So, annual progress seminar is the work done in whole year. Like, for example, 2024 to 25, whatever research work I would have done, I would have to present it among the doctoral committee members, which consists of certain people and professors who come and listen. So this we have to do every year, and hopefully this would be the last year I'm doing it. So first that I presented was in 2023. So that is named as State of the Art Seminar, where you just give the idea of your work. Matlab, you say that I will going to work in this. So I had to prepare for that. So usually you get up to 6 to 7 months to prepare for that thing and do the literature review. And so it occurs after every year. So for State of the Art Seminar, like I prepared very hard, very hard, very hard. It was like how many times I prepared, it was less. APS2, matlab, and after SOS, State of the Art Seminar, next year, 2024, I gave Annual Progress Seminar. I prepared for that also very well. And tomorrow, I have Annual Progress Seminar too, and I have not prepared for it. And I can say that I have got confidence from the previous two experiences. That's why I'm not preparing for that. And I would say that I am pro in that as of say that it is a ray of hope for anyone, but kind of funny thing that I wanted to share. Just thank
so
you,
much,
Toastmaster
Toastmaster.
Vaishnavi.
Thank you so much. I hope you nail it whenever you have it next time, and I hope this ends up being the last one, and iske baad everything goes well for you. Moving ahead, I think I had one hell of a time. I really enjoyed sharing a little story. I believe I got to know a bit more about you all, and you got to know a bit more about me. I think this is slightly like an icebreaker, and I just feel good. I feel closer to all of you in the room. So this was it. Thank you for staying along. Thank you for being an amazing audience. I hope the polling is done right now, and I would like to hand over the stage back to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Nikhil. Stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vaishnavi. And yes, you definitely kept us waiting for a long time, but I believe the wait was worth it. I mean, the way you conducted this meeting, the storytelling, the incidents that you shared moved me. At least I can speak for myself. And just sometimes you hear something that makes you believe again that when things are not going so well, you can hope for a ray of hope. So thank you so much for reminding me that, and I'm really glad that you conducted this session. And at the same time, I would like to thank all the role players, starting from Toastmaster Akshat, your tag team, Toastmaster Anushka, Toastmaster Alex, Toastmaster Ronak, and Toastmaster Janta, obviously. Thank you so much, everyone, and to the participants as well, because obviously you have made this meeting complete with your participation, with your active participation, I would say. Thank you so much, everyone. And I am just checking for the results so that I can announce them. Okay, so I have got the results. I'm just waiting for the certificates. Okay, so I have received the results, but there's some issue with the certificates actually. I'll see if I receive it before the end of the meeting. I'll share it. For the timing, I'm announcing the results, and for the best table topic speaker, we have a tie actually, and let's see if anyone of you can guess at least one of the names.
Toastmaster Nikhil.
No. I
I
myself.
think Shravan, Toastmaster Shravan.
Oh, Ajanta has got one right, so it's Toastmaster Shravan. I think he's not here. What? And the other winner is, yes. Okay, so the other winner is, as I say, champion of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow, who has represented us in multiple area and division level. So it's Toastmaster Akshat. So winners for table topic session today are Toastmaster Shravan and Toastmaster Akshat. Can we please have an applause for them? Next up, we have our as we call the Lionheart role pair of the day. That is, sorry, before that, we have auxiliary role pair of the day, and auxiliary role pair of the day goes to very new Toastmaster of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow, grammarian Toastmaster Anushka. And last, we have the best role player. I think we all agree with that. The kind of Toastmaster teamwork session that we have had today, it's Toastmaster Vaishnavi. Thank you so much, everyone. And in case anyone would like to share the feedback, Toastmaster Khushbu, maybe you can share the feedback. How was it to be here today?
Yes, see, it was not planned. I just fortunately joined the meeting and I really got a ray of hope from Toastmaster Vaishnavi. And if I talk about appreciation, so there is always a takeaway from any meeting you attend. So for me, it was Toastmaster Anushka. The way she presented her grammarian report was really fabulous. I really enjoyed it, the word, the phrase, though I didn't use it in my table topic speech, but still I have noted it down somewhere in my phone so that I can include it in my vocabulary. So it was great. And the way she was presenting, especially the part when she introduced the word of the day and phrase of the day, she mentioned how it originated and how it came into place, how it came into use. So that was really amazing from Toastmaster Anushka. So a huge round of applause for you, especially. And I enjoyed the meeting thoroughly and I hope to see you again in a meeting.
Thank you,
And I
ma'am.
just want to ask one question to Toastmaster Ajanta. Was it planned that you got frozen?
Oh no, that was not planned.
This happened. This happened for
We'll
the second
find
time.
out in the next meeting.
It
We'll
again
have to
happened.
discover. Okay, it was indeed a great session. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. It was really great to have you here. And Toastmaster Ronak, how was your experience to be here today and lead the art and participation in the table topic?
It was a very amazing session. I have enjoyed very well. And the word of the day is also amazing. I get the meaning of that and I will also use in our daily life. So overall, it was amazing. I will like to join again also in this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ronak, and definitely you are welcome to join us every week. And so are you, Khushbu ma'am. So anyone would like to share anything before we call off this meeting?
Oh, yes.
Please unmute. Yes, please.
I want to thank TM Khushbu for her word of praise. That was really nice of you to say. And I'm very happy to be here actually. And I thought being a grammarian didn't mean much because I just started this journey. But honestly, it's such a good role because you not only get to introduce something you want to introduce to people, and I have better words now in my brain. But apart from that, I think it's really nice to listen to people closely. I do listen, but I'm not a very good listener. And I think grammarian role kind of makes you really listen. So it's actually so good for your brain. So be grammarians. You will learn how to focus. But apart from that, I want to say something to Vaishnavi, TM Vaishnavi. I think it's so nice and so brave of her to share something so close to her heart to everyone here. I don't even know her. I have known her, I've known her for like fun meeting now. And it's so nice that people come here and they actually bear their hearts open and share what they have in their hearts. And it was such a nice, inspiring story. And definitely enjoyed this meeting. Thank you.
And the feedback for our teamwork session has been so good, Vaishnavi, that I'm now bound to ask you again and again for teamwork sessions.
Master Vaishnavi, whenever you are in Lucknow, you can always join us as T-Mod.
So
I think
is also just becoming Toastmaster Asankhya now.
I think Akshat to share something.
Yes, I think the teamwork session was really insightful, and Toastmaster Vaishnavi brings in a lot of energy and a lot of passion in what she communicates. I have seen I have witnessed a few sessions of her, so that's great about Toastmaster Vaishnavi. Also, I would like to say hi to Toastmaster Khushbu, who has come to this forum today. I get to meet her sometimes when I am in LTMC, so great to see her. And overall, I enjoyed today's meeting. It was after a long time, but despite a fewer number of participants, we had a very engaging and a very interactive meeting. So overall, a very great meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akshat. And I just this reminds me of something. So, since we are having our media conference in December, first week in Lucknow, in Kanpur. So, although we do not have all the members here, I'll drop a message in the WhatsApp group as well. But all of you can attend the conference. The dates, I'm not sure about the dates actually. Ma'am, can you please share the dates?
It is 6th and 7th December.
6th and 7th December in Kanpur. So
Yes.
it's I can guarantee it's going to be a great experience. So if you can, take out some time and be there, please do attend it. So you'll also be witnessing evaluation and humorous speech contest, district level contest as well. So yes, please try if you can attend. We'll share the official the details as well on the over the WhatsApp group. So yes, thank you everyone. Thank you so much. With that, I would like to hand over the stage to our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Ajanta, to officially call off the meeting.
Thank you so much, everyone, to attend the meeting. It was really fun and engaging session. So now I would officially adjourn the meeting. So the meeting is adjourned now. We can